what's up? It's your host, Torry, and who is ready to be petty? Welcome back to another episode of RTBP. Carly is here, and I'm so excited. It's her third time. I think we have a lot of fun, especially with this episode. It is spicy. I feel like we both came in super hot with some absolutely wild takes, and I'm kind of okay with that. They were unhinged, and I feel like a lot of times I usually hedge. I'm not gonna hedge, even though I feel like that's what I'm doing now. I'm just gonna let them be. I feel like Carly and I would be great for like a hot takeoff. So maybe this summer we can just do a episode full of hot takes. But we are talking about Jake Gyllenhaal and Taylor Swift. We're gonna talk about Kim Kardashian, Pete becoming single, and we're gonna play a game that Carly pitched to me called X or Next, where we talk about some of our favorite celebrity couples and we say if they should get together with their ex or stay with their new person. And then Carly nominates a Pettyweight Champ of the Week and shares a This Week in Petty. So without further ado, here's my conversation with Carly. I'm back with a very special guest, Carly. The third time you're here, you're entering the Third Timers Club.
My little hat trick. I'm excited.
Yes. Formerly of the To Be Influenced podcast.
Yes, formerly.
Just want to put that out there. Are your episodes still available for people to listen to?
Yeah. They're available anywhere. You can link my Instagram, my podcast, whatever. But I no longer record them. But I still love podcasting and I love being on Ready to Be Petty. So I am here and I'm ready to be petty.
Yes, I know. She came prepared. I was like, do you have like a Pettyweight Champ? She's like, oh, I do.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, let's go. I did my research.
No, it's amazing. So you've been on RTBP twice before, talking about mostly The Bachelor. I was like looking at my old episode show notes, but you're not watching anymore.
You wwrote that in the notes for this time, and I will say I feel like I'm like a liar about it because I'm like, no, I won't watch. But then I'll like binge watch like 4 episodes so that way, like in like faster time just to get through them. Like I fast forward through like half the stuff because I just don't care.
Yeah.
But I like to keep up with it because like I have branded my personal self as a Bachelor person. So I feel like it would be wrong to not keep up. Like I know who the final 4 are. I don't like spoilers. Like I'm going to watch Women Tell All and I'm going to watch the final episodes. But yeah, I'm kind of like half and half this season. I started out strong. I was into it and then I just stopped caring.
Me too. I think I watched the first 3 or 5 episodes. I think 5 episodes. And I was like, I'm going to finish out the season. And then like Monday rolled around and I was like, you couldn't fucking catch me watching The Bachelor.
Yeah, no, I'm just happy that this time I feel like we don't have like the next one's starting in 2 weeks. Like kind of deadline. I feel like we get a break this time and hopefully that will give me the time I need to like actually not watch it, not care about any of that stuff. And then when it comes back, maybe I'll hopefully be into it again.
Yes, and I totally get what you're saying about being branded as a Bachelor girl because it's like that, especially at work, people are just like, oh, have you watched the late, and like you have to, I feel like I am obligated to be like, yeah. So I was talking to my friends about this last night. I literally watch some TV shows just through Twitter, like through tweets and Instagram stories.
I think I told you this in our DMs. This is so embarrassing. I have never watched, actually I watched 2 episodes of Euphoria first season.
Yes.
And I was like heartbroken from those 2 episodes. I was like, this is so upsetting. This is so hard to watch. But like season 2 has been like a pop culture thing. Like everyone talks about it all the time, every Sunday. I feel like it has like a Game of Thrones kind of vibe to it. Like everyone waits for it. So I read the synopsises of the episodes after they come out. So I know what everything happens is, but I don't have to like actually go through the emotional turmoil that each episode has.
Yeah.
So I know everything. I know all the characters, all the like the storylines. I can't tell you I've watched an episode though. So
yeah, but this is the bad part because I'm the same. And the last I think 3 or 4 episodes of Euphoria I have not been able to watch because I also have to be like really mentally well and prepared to watch them. But this is the problem is I lie. If someone asks me, I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm up to date. Like, I watched all the episodes. And then I say whatever my hot take is but, like, I never say, like, oh, no, I just follow 30,000 Bachelor fan Instagram accounts and I literally listen to some fucking podcasts about the show and I don't even watch it.
No, that's like the worst part is like when it's something that you had to have watched to like know what someone's talking about. Like for Euphoria, like Elliot's song in the last episode. Everyone was like freaking out about it on Twitter. And I'm like, yeah, crazy. But like now it's like on Spotify. So I was like, oh, let me give it a listen. Just so I can be in the know. Like literally that's the only reason. I will talk to people about it just so I know what they're talking about.
Yeah, same. Oh my God. It's so tragic. But you did watch Love is Blind.
So I'm actually, like, I was literally watching it right before I got on to do this with you. I'm in the middle of the season, so no spoilers, please. But
did you? Oh no, go ahead.
I watched the first season when it came out, and so I was super into it. I love, like, my favorite episodes are the Pods episodes. I think they're so interesting. I think they're very heartfelt, kind of. Like, I don't know. I think it's cute. But I keep like, I can't even go on social media right now because I feel like every TikTok, every Instagram is like pictures of them. And I'm like, oh my God, get out of my face. Like, I don't want to know. I like, when I started watching, I'd already seen some stuff. So I knew who like Deep D and Shake were, but like, I didn't know what the storyline was or anything. So I'm just trying my best to like have my blinders on.
Yeah, that's good to know. I like the pod face too. I weirdly have, like, it does say something about society that, like, these people only feel comfortable talking about some of their insecurities or, like, deep-rooted, like, issues with, like, in another room from another person.
Yeah, and, I mean, if we're gonna be honest, these people have some, like, severe issues. But I'm, like, super into it. Like, right now, I just watched the episode where Danielle, like, freaks out at, what's his name? Nick, yeah. Because he like went to the thing even though she was sick. I was like, I felt like I missed something. She just started freaking out.
Yeah.
And then he was like, yeah, like honestly, if that had happened in like the real world and we didn't meet through the pods, had these deep conversations and everything, this would not have worked out.
100%.
So true. Like you kind of just given your entire like life story to someone already.
Yeah.
You've known them for like a week and a half.
Yes, which is so wild. Also, it's like the thing that you missed about Danielle was the 30 years of like insecurities that manifested in her watching from the balcony him talk to another woman.
She's the next morning she's like, I'm always trying to compete because like he'll find someone that's skinnier, that's prettier. I'm like, girl, you're not ready to be married. Like you can't. You need to end it.
Yeah. Well, I'm so excited for your like Love is Blind journey because just wait, it seems
like it's gonna be crazy. Like I feel like there's been more press about it this time than last season.
Yes.
So I feel like it's like very interesting. I don't understand how Shake and Deep T like, I don't know how she like got past his like original comments, and I already know that they don't end up together. Like I can just tell from the way that it's like talked about, but I'm like, how did he get to keep going? Like how did not every single girl break up with him?
Yes, and that was the like confounding thing for me. Is that even the word I'm looking for? I don't know. That was the thing that I was like, I don't understand how you can vocalize the red flags that you're seeing in these men, and then you're just like,
yeah, sure. Just because you had like a conversation about how like he was fat as a child doesn't mean that he's still looking for a girl he can put on his shoulders at a music festival.
I know.
You're also too old to be like taking into account music festivals in your love life.
Okay, I was literally thinking the same thing. I'm like, you're a vet.
Yeah, you're giving me like mixed signals. I don't like it. I don't know what's going on, but he's weird.
I didn't want to like say that, but 100%. You're over your music festival days. Like, sorry.
But then he's also a DJ. Like, let's not forget that. He DJs, so.
And when this isn't a spoiler, but when they're in Mexico, have you seen when they go to the cenote?
No, I feel like I'm like in the middle of an episode right now, so they might be like they're still there right now, but they might be going.
Okay. So so like they go on more dates in Mexico and they go to a cenote, and he's like, yeah, the last time I was like in a cave, like I was with who's the like not Avicii, but it was because rest in peace, but like it was like it was like, who is the one that's friends with the Jonas Brothers? And he's always on like Instagram lives.
I should know this because I'm like a Jonas Brothers stan. But
yeah, same. He's like, he live streamed Joe and Sophie. Diplo. He was like, last time I was in a cave, I was at Diplo's like private DJ set, like just raving. And I was like, fuck.
Yeah, you're like, you're so strange.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care what kind of information this man reveals to me or like how deep our connection gets in the pods. If I know that you are a DJ as like a 30-something-year-old man, but like
Immediate
part-time,
cancel.
like if it's your full-time job and like you
Yeah.
are like successful in it, that's fine. But if this is your part-time little hobby, like sorry to anyone that's a DJ listening, but it's a
I know,
big,
but it
big no for
screams.
me.
I know, and it just screams like desperado, and like for some reason I'm just like, no. If you're a DJ, retire at 30.
Yeah, you have to like take off the
Regardless.
headphones and just be done.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know. It's just so fucking weird to me. Will you be, oh, you don't know about, okay.
So yeah, you said that, and I was gonna
Yes.
look it up, but I don't know what it means.
Good. It's just another show. It's another Netflix show.
And is it going to be in relation to like?
No
Okay.
relation.
Okay.
The only relation it has to Love is Blind is Nick and Vanessa will be hosting.
Okay, interesting.
Very interesting. Yes.
I mean, I feel like it'll do well. I feel Love is Blind does well, so I feel like it'll be good.
Yeah, there's already a Love is Blind 3 in the can.
Yeah, and I saw like a when I was on Netflix, there's like a Love is Blind Japan that you can watch.
Yeah, and Brazil.
Oh my god, that's so cool.
Yeah, apparently.
I would like be into it.
Yes, I might watch the Japan version. Apparently, it's like really sweet and not as like toxic. Apparently, the Brazil one is just like turn up the toxicity to just like 1,000. Yes. Awesome. I was like, you could do more than what they're doing.
Yeah.
Like, how?
Everyone's a DJ.
Yeah. Honestly, like, fucking wouldn't put it past them.
Yeah, literally. Oh my god.
Okay, we are going to talk about, before this, I just want to say, I don't want to preface this like bad vibes. Like, maybe I don't want to manifest this, but I was like, it's dry. The news cycle, fucking bone dry.
Dry.
Oh my god. Like, I was doing so much research to just scrap together. And I was like,
yeah, just to like literally, this is like the leftovers podcast. That's what this episode is. This is like anything we can get.
But I was like, it's Carly. We haven't talked in like a year.
Yeah,
I was like,
so
I want
fine
like,
with it.
no, but I was like, I want like juicy, like meat on the bone stories. And I was like, okay, let's talk about Taylor Swift and Jake Gyllenhaal.
I know, literally. We're like, let's just talk about everyone and anyone. If you've been in a relationship and you're in Hollywood, you're entitled to be on this podcast today.
We're going to talk about it. That's all we're talking about today. So we're going to talk about Jake Gyllenhaal, Taylor Swift. He is finally, after 10 years, literally acknowledged the existence of that relationship and the song All Too Well. So I want to talk about that. Kim Kardashian is single. So we can just talk about that, where she's going next. And then Carly pitched this game called X or Next.
Yeah,
I feel like I'm like
a
real
game.
Like host. So we're gonna talk about like who we'd rather see some of our fave celebs with, a previous ex or their like current partner, who is the next in that situation.
Yeah, so we're kind of toxic today. We're like, no, they should break up. No, she should probably get back with her toxic ex.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, like there's a reason they broke up, but forego all of that like reasoning, all the therapy you did, and get back with someone else. Yeah, I feel like this is gonna be a toxic episode already.
Yeah, it's fine. I've been needing some toxicity in my life, so I'm happy to be here.
Perfect. So there was like he must have a movie coming out. That's the one part I like didn't get to because he had an Esquire article that was like 4,000 pages. I just scrolled. I was on my phone, so I was like, can I control F? That's how much of a fucking boomer I am.
Yeah, literally. You're like, I just don't care about this. Get me to the Taylor Swift part.
Get me to the Taylor Swift part. It was so long, so there must be like a movie in the works because Jake's getting this big, like, not think piece. It was like a biography. Like, it went into his childhood. It went into his relationship with Maggie. It was like everything. But the part that I really cared about, and like the author didn't write down their name, but like, thanks for doing the Lord's work, asked him directly about Taylor Swift and the re-released song All Too Well, which, as I mentioned before, was literally released 10 years ago in 2012, and he has never mentioned it. I think the closest we got to like an acknowledgement of it was someone brought it up to Maggie and was like, do you have like a scarf at your house? LOL. And she was like, I have no idea what you're talking about. So he says, quote, the song has nothing to do with me. It's about her relationship with her fans. It is her expression. Artists tap into personal experiences for inspiration, and I don't begrudge anyone for that.
That is like the most like hop, skip, and a jump around the question I've ever heard in my life. It has nothing to do with me, but also they pull from personal experiences. So did you not date?
Like, we have the pictures. Like,
yeah, like you can't say it has nothing to do with me, but like also this is like her personal experience.
Yes,
because like you were a part of that, Jakey. Like I'm sorry to tell you.
100%. And then just being like vaguely like artists tap into personal experiences is just, it's so fuckboy. And it's like, also it's like, yeah, you've been doing press training since you were like 16 or whatever.
What I don't get is like part of me is like, okay, it's a little bit fair of him to be like, I don't feel like dealing with this question. This was 10 years ago. Because yeah, it was. But also like, you didn't turn your Instagram comments off for like no reason. Like you obviously knew that you were gonna get like absolutely lit up when Red Taylor's version came out.
Yes.
So at least just be like, yeah, like I think it's great that she like is now owning her music, blah blah blah. Like I don't know. It was just like, yeah, it was huge like fuckboy energy. I didn't like it.
And it honestly explained, I thought it was more damning. And I think it explained actually why she wrote the song about him.
Yeah. You're like, okay, so it makes sense.
Yes.
It was worth it to add that extra 5 minutes to the song.
Yes. Like, literally.
I'm like a Taylor stan.
Me too.
Like, I have like literally all of her records. Like, I am obsessed with her. It's kind of been more of like a recent thing for me. Like, when she came out with Folklore, that's when I was like, deep dive. Like, and so like now I'm like, I saw TikTok the other day. It's like me when I find my new Taylor Swift song that I'm going to fixate on for like the next month and a half. And that's me because like I didn't have that childhood love of her. But now I'm like, oh my God, have you heard this song on Fearless? And everyone's like, that came out so long ago. But so I love her. I am all in support of her. But I also wasn't like, again, a part of that like community when she was dealing with these like boyfriends. So from my understanding of the situation, he sucks. And I think that was just like a really half-assed, I don't feel like dealing with this answer, which part of me is like, okay, that's fine. But part of me is like, I feel like this situation deserves more.
Yeah, especially when it's like in an article about you and you're giving so much in other aspects, it's like weird to then avoid this question.
Yeah.
The author then goes and says, well, it must have affected, like you're saying, I don't begrudge anyone and it's with her and her fans. It has nothing to do with me. But you did turn off the Instagram comments because he was receiving so much hate. And he says he has not listened to the album. And he says the last month hasn't been hard on him since the song came out. The article came out about 2 weeks ago. You had to turn your Instagram comments off. Like, are we not acknowledging that was something that happened? That's wild to me.
If it wasn't hard for you, like, you would have just left them on.
Yes.
Like, you would have been like, all right, whatever. Like, you guys can just keep coming at me. I'll just delete the app for a little while. Like, I don't care. You actively went into your settings, found where that is, which is kind of hard to do.
Yeah.
And then turned every single one off.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Also, not for nothing, like, have you seen any sort of, like, E! News, Chicks in the Office, anyone report on any other aspect of this article besides the Taylor Swift stuff?
No. And, okay, that's the other thing that is so weird about Jake specifically is, like, you think you would kind of lean into it at this point.
It was 10 years ago. You obviously don't care about the situation anymore, which is fine. You shouldn't. But you're doing press for some reason.
Yeah.
Something's coming up for you. Make it worth your time.
I know.
Give a little bit more.
I know.
That's going to get people talking about you. Otherwise, it's just kind of like, oh, why is he so weird? And then you just continue to stay like as an under the radar actor.
Yes, because he's been famous for a really long time, and then like obviously his sister's famous too, etc. And I feel like he is like grandfathered into like fame, but I'm like, you're not like thriving in 2022 in terms of your career.
Yeah. No one's like, let's get Jake Gyllenhaal on this project. Like that's what we need.
We need Jake. I feel like the
Yeah.
only movie I've ever actually watched of his, I haven't watched the cowboy one.
Bro, but I thought that's what you were gonna say.
I haven't even watched that. Sorry. But the only one I've ever watched, I feel like, is Love and Other Drugs with Anne Hathaway.
I don't think I've seen a single movie he's in. I think the only reason I know who he is because he dated Taylor Swift.
Lean into
and
it.
Maybe like, I don't know how old you are. I'm 23, so like maybe I was a little too young for a lot of his like earlier stuff.
Yes. I'm 29.
Oh my god. So yeah, but that makes sense that you would have seen or at least like know other things that he's in. Like 10 years ago, I was 13. Like the chances I had seen any of his stuff was like so slim.
Yes.
So I feel like that makes sense, but I don't know. I guess when you're trying to get that popularity, like TikTok rules everything. Like this generation rules everything. So like use that opportunity of talking about Taylor Swift. Yeah, it might be a little like petty of you, but just get the fame that you need to like keep yourself relevant and like popular in Hollywood.
Yeah, and I was thinking, like, you said a good point of that he could have just commented on her like owning her own, like he could have come out as the hero.
Yeah, everyone would have been like, that was a really respectful answer. Like, it's 10 years ago. There's no need to, like, rehash the past.
Yes.
Blah, blah, blah.
Yes.
He's like a straight up weirdo.
Yes, 100%. And then, okay, so this article, again, came out like 2 weeks ago. It got buzz, again, for the Taylor piece. And then yesterday, which this is weird, and I, again, wonder if it's kind of planted because he must have a project coming up. But there was an article like that was picked up by like 5 or 6 sites. And it was like sources said that he admitted their relationship got overwhelming, but they had a strong connection and now there's no bad blood. And I feel like whenever it's like sources said, it's just the PR team planting like
literally it's like a Dumoy, like keep this anon, please.
Yeah, it's the publicist emailing people just being like, anon, please.
Yeah, literally. Please don't reveal my name.
But I feel like it is, and I was like, oh, that's weird that this has come up again when this article came out fucking 2 weeks ago, and the news cycle nowadays is like 24 hours. So why is this coming out again?
No, yeah, I feel like I literally don't know what he's up to, but then right when Red actually came out, he had like an article and like did this photo shoot in like a whole red outfit. Like that was smart. PR wise, that was smart.
Yeah.
Like why is he just like being like kind of sus?
If I was him, I would wear the scarf.
100% do a photo shoot with the scarf.
Oh, I guess it's not fall. It's not fall.
Do a photo shoot with just the scarf. That would literally break the internet. Are you kidding? I think he needs to sign me for his PR team. I'm like ready.
This is like a think tank, like brainstorming session. Like wheel out the whiteboard.
Yeah, get Jake in the room. Let's go. Someone bring the scarf. Yeah.
And like I'd be like, if you donated it or like you sent it to Goodwill or whatever, or maybe it doesn't even exist, maybe it's metaphorical, I'd be like, someone fucking sew me or knit me a scarf that looks identical.
Yeah, a red scarf, like stat.
Identical to it right now, like please. Oh my God. I don't know, Jake Gyllenhaal, but yeah, I feel like it's weird to, I think, kind of use Taylor's name in these ways to stay relevant, but then refuse to actually like talk about it or do anything with it. So
like, if we're going to talk about an ex who did a good job, let's talk about Joe Jonas. Like,
yes,
people love the fact that Sophie is obsessed with all of Taylor Swift's, like, breakup songs about Joe.
Yes, and he did that TikTok to Mr. Perfectly Fine.
Yeah, and, like, again, they were so young, and it was years ago, but so were the other relationships. Yes. Like, all of these albums that are coming back out are obviously very past tense.
Yes.
And, yeah, Joe Jonas making the TikToks with the songs, like putting the album cover, like on his Instagram stories, things like that. Sophie sharing them. Like, I feel like it was good publicity. It wasn't anything crazy, but people talked about it in like a positive way.
Mm-hmm.
Jake Gyllenhaal's just doing it all wrong.
100%. Jake, hire us.
Yeah,
We're
literally.
available.
Yes. Check the Instagram bio for the email.
Yes. The other relationship drama we wanted to talk about, Kim Kardashian. She's officially single. She's been like petitioning to become a single lady. It finally went through on like some conditions, like just like, you know, money stuff. There was literally people that I follow live screen record her Instagram account for hours waiting till she removed the West. And she did.
I mean, I expected her to do it, but I honestly didn't think it would be like a right away thing.
Same. It was literally like TMZ got the court documents, which means Chris, again, forwarded them over. And then like within hours, she's no longer West.
Like, I don't refer to her as Kim Kardashian West ever. I've never done that. That's a mouthful. Sorry.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's kind of a part of her brand.
Well, it literally is her brand, KKW Beauty.
Well, that, but I also mean like her personal brand.
Yes.
Like, she has always been very adamant about referring to herself as that. So I feel like, okay, Jaclyn Hill, the YouTuber, she never was Hill because that wasn't her maiden name. She got married, she got divorced, her ex-husband sucks. But she kept Hill because that was like a part of who she was. That's how people knew her.
Oh, that's
like,
not her maiden name?
It's her ex-husband's name.
Interesting. Well, Kris Jenner as well.
Exactly.
Yes.
So even though people know her as Kim Kardashian and refer to her that way, like I feel like she tried so hard to make the West a part of her brand. Yeah. And like her kid's last name is West. Mm-hmm. I just didn't expect her to do it right away.
Yeah, me too. So do you think she has to like rename her beauty brand?
Well, isn't that like she pulled the whole thing, didn't she? Because she was going to redo it.
She was announcing like a redo. I feel like she's really been leaning into Skims and like it's eclipsing KKW Beauty and like the perfume lines. I feel like she's really putting all her eggs in the Skims basket.
Well, I feel like it's gained so much traction. Yeah. Like, think about the fact that it's like doing the United States Olympics. Like, that's crazy.
That's wild.
The fact that that's where the United States is today is that we're using Ralph Lauren and Kim Kardashian as our like clothing sponsors for the Olympics is crazy to me.
It is so wild because in Canada, it's Lululemon.
Which was the sickest thing ever. I know. And I wanted to buy stuff, but I couldn't because I'm in the United States. Yes. And they wouldn't let you.
Okay, also, I wanted to buy all the stuff, but right now, the Canadian flag is, like, being used as, like, a symbol of, like, anti-vax. So it's, like, I was like, I actually can't wear this. Like,
you're like, do you think I can just, like, save it till next winter when that's, like, not a thing?
Yes. Like, literally, I was like, I actually, like... I don't want to wear this right now. Yeah. But yes, oh my God, it looked so good. But yeah, it's wild. And then the brand that was before Lululemon was the Hudson's Bay Company, which is like literally was how we got the rail. Like, I'm giving you the whole Canadian rundown, but like how we got our little railroad.
Okay. And so yeah, like a huge like and then they're just like, let's get Lulu in there too.
Yes.
But like same with us with Skims. Like, let's just throw Skims in.
Yes, like it's actually
you want a deal? We got a deal.
Yes, it's wild. I think why I'm bringing up the Lulu and the Bay of it all is because these are like, and Ralph Lauren, like these are global, recognized, huge entities. So having Skims added is even wild that we haven't talked about it as much as we have. Like
I think it's been very under the radar. Like like you're saying, they're huge globally known brands, but they're also brands that are obviously very intertwined in like the history of the countries. Like I feel like that's like kind of the point.
Yeah.
And then they're like, I get that Skims is like a big deal, but I just think it's crazy that it's already a part of all of that.
Yeah, it is so wild. So yeah, maybe she does just do like a whole rebrand. I'm actually kind of excited to see like what the name is going to be because I feel like, you know, I just kind of like all the K stuff, like all the K names that they pick out. It's cute. I don't know. I'm excited.
But one thing I will say is back to like her being single.
Yes.
You're saying she's single, but technically she's still in a relationship.
Yes, so she's like legally single. Like
I mean, with Pete.
yes, yes, yes. She doesn't have to like give now her like money to
Yeah.
yes, but she technically is not off the market. You're right. She's not a single lady. Just in the eyes of the law,
Yeah.
she is. But yeah.
I saw you. I think it was you who posted this poll the other day. Maybe it was like one of someone else, but it was like, do you actually see Kim and Pete making it long term? And truly, I do.
Okay.
Maybe not forever, but like the fact that he's putting up with this shit, like if it was a PR stunt, like at this point he'd be like, I'm done.
Yeah,
Like
once the
this was fun
music
while it
video came
lasted.
out.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, I hate this about me because I feel like this is exactly what they want. Like they being the Hollywood machine. But I'm
Yes.
like, do I believe in Keat now?
I think I do.
I think I like low key do because like again, not that they 100% started as PR, I think, but I think they just like, or at least they were introduced as like, this might be a good business opportunity for both of you or something like that. But I actually kind of like them together just because he is so opposite of her. I've said this on the podcast a fucking million times, but she had someone that was extravagant and over the top and just, I don't know, I feel like she just wants a normal guy. And I feel like in Hollywood, the most normal you could get is someone like Pete Davidson, who like literally lives a pretty normal existence outside of like fame.
My boyfriend lives in New York and he's never obviously seen them, but like the fact that they eat at like the same sort of restaurants and will go to like normal places and sit in public tables the way me and my boyfriend do, I'm like, first of all, we're no one. So why are we doing the same thing? But I agree with what you're saying because like Kanye had all of the money, he had all of the fame, he had like everything. He had a shit personality. But then you have Pete who has like a great personality and has money and fame, but is by no means in the same ballpark as Kanye West. I feel like I know that it was like all a thing that she needed like a grungy like white boy the way that her sisters had them. But I don't know. I feel like it just kind of shows that like one, I think Kim Kardashian is a lot more complex than people think. And I don't even care about the Kardashians or really like them that much. Like I don't dislike them, but I don't feel one way or another. So the fact that I'm saying that says a lot. Um but two, I feel like it just shows that like you don't have to have all the money. You don't have to be Kanye West for her to be interested. Like she cares about who the person is and I actually feel so bad for her with the whole Kanye thing. He is actually ruining her life. I feel so bad.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's been really tough. Especially the last couple weeks with just all of his public Instagram posts, the Valentine's Day stuff, the music video, him dating her lookalike, like all of that stuff. And know who the best person to just like laugh it off would be is with Pete. So
Yeah.
I feel like maybe they were like so fucking vague before, but maybe this has like brought them together. And I cannot believe I'm saying that. But like maybe like the only person I would actually want to talk to about this, it probably would be someone like Pete, where you're just like laughing and making it feel better because it fucking sucks.
Yeah, and to have someone be married to someone like Kanye who if someone was talking shit on him, I actually think that would take like weeks for him to like mentally recover. And like Kim probably had to do so much for him in situations like that. Where you have Pete who's literally getting death threats from her ex-husband, like, and he just like lets it roll right off his back. Like I feel like that's such a breath of fresh air for her.
Mm-hmm.
And thank God, because I truly think that she loved Kanye like so
Me
much.
too.
And I think she wanted it to work so badly.
Me too.
But I just think I don't think anyone should have to deal with that. I think that everyone should be in a good enough mental space to not make your partner have to like bend over backwards to make the relationship work. And I don't think that Kim like deserved to have to deal with that.
I agree because you could tell with previous relationships, like even when we talk about the name thing, like she refused to take Chris Humphrey's last name and then she took Kanye's. So it's like I do really think it was like real and all of that. And Yeah, you're right. No one should have to bend over backwards. And I just think if this is a snapshot of what they've been dealing with together for like 8 years or whatever, like, man, again,
I can't even imagine.
You would want someone as fun and lighthearted and normal as Pete to bounce back, even if it's just a year-long relationship.
Yeah.
I kind of like them together.
I think I do too, and I kind of hate that I do.
I know,
because like I want to like when they did the what's it called, when Pete and Miley did the New Year's Eve special, I wanted that to be a thing so bad. I was like, they fit so well, but now I'm kind of into the Pete and Kim thing.
Me too, and I bet everyone who's listening to this podcast is like, okay, Torry, let's play the fucking 30 minutes of you on this podcast, on this very podcast of you being like, this is the fakest thing ever, and now you're like, I'm shipping them. Like,
yeah, I mean, but honestly, the real winner of the whole situation is Julia Fox.
Oh my gosh, yes. I am blown away. So, like, I think it was Paris Fashion Week, maybe also New York Fashion Week, like, really recently.
It was Milan
and Paris. Yes, Milan and Paris Fashion Week. So many of the models were wearing the smoked out black eye makeup. And it's like, that just shows you how much Kanye West dictates culture. Yeah. And how we all laughed at Julia Fox and that, especially that eye makeup look, and now it is literally everywhere. Like Gigi and Bella Hadid were wearing the black smoked out eye.
And think about like everyone that's watching the Anna Delvey documentary. I feel like that's all because Julia was like her friend.
Seriously, it is so wild. And I will say Julia, I saw some articles on her last night when I was looking for these ones.
Scraping the bottom of the barrel.
She's talking about her Birkin bag still in the press. So it's like she's still got it in her. She's still.
I think she'll maintain. I don't think she'll be anything like Kim Kardashian, yeah. But I think that was really good PR for her. Yeah. Also, I for sure think that she broke up with him.
Interesting. I have not heard that take.
I don't know why. I just feel like when she went on Call Her Daddy, I feel like she talked about it, but like it was very lighthearted. Like it wasn't like too deep. I don't think that he broke up with her. I don't know why. I just think that he was happy utilizing her. And I think she was kind of like, all right, I'm done with this.
Yeah. Like I'm good. Yeah. For some reason, I don't see it as like a breakup, like one person breaking up with another or whatever. I think it's just kind of like, yeah, we're good to part ways. Like now. Like,
yeah. The transaction is over.
Yeah. Like I'm good. Thanks for all the Birkin bags for me and my friends and, blah, blah, blah. But I'm good. So we'll see. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see like where she goes to next. But she was at, I think, Paris Fashion Week because people were asking her about uncut gems and stuff. When she's like walking into like the fashion shows. So
honestly, she seems kind of cool. I feel like I would like her like in real life.
Me too. I feel like she's got I was like, I talk like that. I'm sure people could pull clips from this fucking podcast where I sound like her. So it's like, I know for some reason, I feel like kindred spirit with her.
Yeah. She feels like easygoing, like doesn't take herself too seriously.
Yes.
I don't know. I liked her. I was surprised that I liked her, but I did.
Yeah, me too. Okay, let's play your game.
Okay, I'm ready.
I'm so ready. So the aforementioned Taylor Swift, our fave. I'm also a late in life, I feel like, Taylor Swift fan.
Yeah, you have to go through the phase at some point. Mine just like looks like it's never gonna end. Now.
Same. The only thing I've been playing on Spotify is like the This Is Taylor Swift playlist for the past like 6 weeks. So I'm in.
Yeah.
So her last ex was Calvin Harris, and then her current partner is Joe Alwyn.
Okay, I think she had another ex after that. The guy that was in okay, everyone that's listening is gonna think I'm a fake Taylor Swift fan, but let me just quickly look up his name because I forget. He is actually the person I would pick.
It's not Tom Hiddleston then.
Oh yeah, it's him. It's him.
And you would pick him?
I think that he was so nice to her and so sweet. I'm super happy for her and Joe. Like, if they're engaged, if they're married, I know you put that poll on your story all the time. Like I think I change my answer every week.
Yeah, I've done it like 10 times because I'm like, why are we still at like 50-50?
Yeah, jury's like still out on that one, I think. But I'm super happy for her. Love the content that's coming out of her relationship currently. But I think that Tom Hiddleston was such a pivotal moment in Taylor Swift's like relationship history. I feel like he was the boyfriend that like taught her how to like actually be treated by a man. And I think that she broke his heart.
Wild take.
I don't know if that's like unpopular, but I think that he was obsessed with her to wear an I Heart TS t-shirt on like a friend's trip. Like
a 4th of
imagine
July.
Jake Gyllenhaal doing that.
No, he could never. Okay, wild take. I want to know what the listeners think as well. I just think like I wouldn't pick any of these people for her. Like I don't even. People are like so into Joe. I'm like, what do we know about him?
We know nothing, but I think we're just happy that she's happy.
Yes.
Which is like us being good friends.
Yeah, but like, I just feel like he just seems, and maybe again, this is what she wants, but just so like normal and average. Like he did like.
You going from saying that Kim needs someone normal and then I'm like, to saying Taylor Swift should not be with someone like that.
We can't.
Normal and average sometimes works.
We contain multitudes. I guess it makes sense for a lot of these people that are in such power positions and like just where, yeah, they're like at the very top of their game, like Kim and Taylor, that you would want someone normal. But I don't know. I just feel like you want someone like exceptional for them because they're exceptional. And I don't know. He really is like the definition of like, give us nothing. Like,
well, I think that is almost kind of on purpose because if I was Taylor Swift, I would be convinced that every single man that ever crossed my path was trying to date me so that way they could get famous. And I don't think that's a wrong way to think. Like, she is who she is. Any boyfriend she's ever had has been like the talk of the town. The only reason that Joe hasn't is because he doesn't
lets her
have
shine.
social media. He doesn't like put himself out there and like try to take fame from her.
Yeah.
And I think that's good for her. And I'm sure I know nothing, obviously. But I just like loved Tom Hiddleston. I think he was so cute.
I think that's so funny. Oh my God. I'm obsessed because you're the first person that's like ever said that to me, I feel like.
Yeah, I don't know why I feel that way. I just feel like he actually like was a nice guy. Yeah. And I think that it wasn't like a long-term relationship. I don't think she necessarily like loved him or was like super into him, but I think he was super into her. Yeah. And I think it kind of like was that turning point for her in her relationships.
Yeah. Their pictures in Italy have a special place in my heart for sure.
Also, the one on Folklore, I feel like is about him.
Wild. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I don't know.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I have a theory, but I don't want to say it because it's something that I feel like I would go down like a 3-hour rabbit hole.
Okay. If you want to just give it like no conversation afterwards, like I will allow it.
No, okay.
And I'll just like hold my questions to myself.
No. I love that, but you want me to say it? Okay.
Say it if you want to say it. If you feel like you're like, I literally can't stop myself from talking about this, then like.
Okay, I think it's about Karlie Kloss. Have you been done though?
Okay, yes, I know. Don't worry. We don't have to go down the rabbit hole. If people want us to, we will.
Yes.
I'll be happy to do like a 3-hour bonus episode.
Yes, okay, me too.
Karlie Kloss and Taylor Swift.
Okay, me too. Okay. No further follow-up.
Yeah, none of that. I think I like that thought, but I feel like whatever happened there ended on such bad blood that I don't think that song is about her because of that reason.
That's fair. I think the only reason I think it's that one is this. I think what I've seen on TikTok is like the styling of the song being like the highway, the number one highway. And they did like a big road trip together down Highway 1. So I think that is like the big clue in that song, but I totally agree that it could be about someone else.
But so much of those two albums, I'm like, oh God, please just tell us who everything is about. Like that's all I want to know.
I know, me too. It like fucking kills me every single day. We need the liner notes.
But back to the question. Yes. Sorry. If we're actually deciding between Calvin Harris and Joe Alwyn, I want to say that Taylor Swift and Calvin Harris was such a moment. Like, it was the hot topic. They were such a hot couple. I loved them together. But he obviously sucked and was like the worst boyfriend and like whatever. So I would pick Joe.
Yeah, me too.
I'm going to go with next.
Yeah, me too. Next for sure. Jacob Elordi. His last girlfriend was Kaya Gerber. His current girlfriend, Olivia Jade.
I've also been seeing stuff that apparently him and Kendall Jenner are like, maybe she broke up with Devin Booker. And like, I saw on TikTok, obviously not a reputable source. But I feel like the Olivia Jade thing, like, no, I'm going to go with X.
Okay, that is fucking insane. I was like, she has such a bad reputation. Why would...
I'm fine with her dating whoever. I honestly, personally, I don't really care about her whole little thing.
Yeah.
Like, I'm over it. If she wants to be a celebrity still, that's fine.
Yes.
I can see her being with someone like him.
Yes.
Like a hot teen show person, but not him.
Not him. She just seems so California, and he seems like cool. So I'm like...
Yeah, he's like too good for her.
100%. So I had to go with Kaya Gerber.
Yeah,
because she's like cool.
And I didn't even really like them together.
I know,
to be honest.
0%.
But,
it's like I want him together with Sydney Sweeney. Like,
yeah, literally. Well, that ship sailed, but
yes,
sadly,
yeah, because she's like apparently like engaged. So
yeah, to someone so fucking ugly. Sorry. Sorry, I hate to say it.
He just ruins every single picture of
and
him.
maybe he's not ugly, but like when you put him next to her, you can't help but think
he looks like a fucking gremlin. And
yeah, like in it, if I saw a picture of him not next to her, maybe I would think like, oh, he just looks so normal,
average.
But like it's hard
when
you're next to Sydney Sweeney. Like, I don't know. Sorry to that man. I don't know his name, but
neither. Even though, again, I've read multiple articles about him. Kourtney Kardashian, Scott Disick, Travis Barker. I was gonna say Travis Scott.
Again, I think she is like the same as like Kim and Kanye. Like, she wanted it to be Scott so bad. She loved him so much. I'm gonna say next. I think her and Travis Barker all the way.
Yeah.
I love their like story that they were like neighbors and like have always been good friends. I think that if all these other relationships are like PR, like the Kardashian ones, I think that's real.
Me too. This is gonna kill me, but I'm gonna say next too because I think they have a really great relationship from what we've seen. But Scott is such a slime ball like loser, but I weirdly, probably just because I've again watched him on my screen for like 10 plus years or whatever, but it's like I just have a weird affinity for him, and I know he doesn't deserve it, but and I just love I
like him as a person. I think he's funny. I think he fits into their family well, like, and I think that their relationship is so good, thankfully, because of their kids. But yeah, no, I feel like I can't put them together just because I know how awful he was to her.
I know.
Also, I loved him and Sophia Richie, so that's a hot take.
Oh, that is a hot take. Yeah. The age gap, it always freaks me out. Him with these young girls.
I feel like,
but
I don't know.
Yeah, they did date for like multiple years, so yeah.
I just feel like when he's been dating so many girls that are so young, I'm like now used to it. So if I had to pick of those girls, I'd pick Sophia Richie for him.
Yeah, 100%, not like Amelia Hamlin or any of those bitches. Okay, this is like a juicy one. Justin Bieber, Selena Gomez, Hailey Baldwin.
I truly am so over this like little narrative. I feel like I know you're a Selena Gomez girl.
Yes.
Yes. And I hate to say this. I'm gonna say next, but honestly, I really don't care at all.
I have to say X because I'm a Jelena shipper. You can tell that I just like I feel like I'm like one true like, love like Scott and
yeah, literally. None of you can see this, but she actually just freaked out when I started talking about how I wasn't gonna pick Selena. So I apologize for my decision.
No, it's fine. It's the healthy, normal, actualized.
I loved them growing up.
Yeah.
But I just feel like I think Selena Gomez is going to be single for the rest of her life. I don't think she'll ever get married. I feel like she'll be like Jennifer Aniston, kind of.
I get the same vibes. That's so weird. I don't know if I was like watching a TikTok or reading an article or something like that, but I get the same vibes. Apparently she actually dates a lot, like low-key guys.
Yeah.
Like
which good for her.
Yeah, but I really outwardly I think she'll be like a Jennifer Aniston. Yeah.
Which like kind of hurts my heart for her.
Me too.
But I like, again, I was young when they were dating, so I don't really get it. But I just, from what I understand, he like sucked.
Oh yeah, he was extremely
and I
toxic.
think she kind of sucked to him too. So
yeah, it was really bad. But
yeah, it just wasn't.
It
wasn't good.
Again, I'm a Jelena truther, I guess.
And I love that for you. I support people who have that like whatever their cross to bear is. Like I love those like I'll hold on to this for the rest of my life type of thing.
That's this.
Never getting over it.
That's this.
I have those too. I can't really just pull them out of my head right now, but I know like there are things that I will literally like I would do naked cartwheels down the street like to prove how much I am like a supporter of that thing. So I get it, but I just
yes.
I'm gonna go with next.
Okay, next time you think of one of those couples, message me. But like even like Emma Chamberlain and like Ethan Dolan, I'm like,
oh my god, you just like love that like first love thing. Yeah.
I'm clearly there because I'm just like her new boyfriend is so much better, seems so much more like into the same things she's
his music about her is so cute, it like makes me want to cry.
But I'm in fucking 2018.
You're like, let's get the Sister Squad like on my computer right now.
Like literally, I fucking hate myself for it. But like that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at. Okay, last one before we move on to Pettyweight Champion of the Week. Channing Tatum, Jenna Dewan, Zoe Kravitz.
Who? I don't know. What are your thoughts? I feel like I can't. I need some inspiration.
I feel like this is the first time I'm like, I'm good with Zoe Kravitz. They look like the fucking hottest couple. They look so cool. Walking down New York with their little iced coffees and his like bike and like baggy jeans. And I really liked Jenna and him together. Again, that step up phase.
Yeah.
Iconic, like life altering. But I kind of like him with Zoe.
I'm going to agree with you. I think I'm going to go with next. I actually thought you were going to say Jessie J. I forgot he's dating Zoe Kravitz. I know he dated Jessie J for like a hot minute.
Yes.
Yeah, and that would be for sure no. But I actually feel like him and Jenna like saw their time and like it was ready. It was
yes
or never. Yes. I feel like it came and went and they were good together, but
and they seem like great.
I'm actually okay with it.
Yes, they seem like because they have a kid, right? Yeah, I think they seem like great co-parents and like they seem like they still have like a friendly relationship even though they're not together. So, but him
I
and
think
Zoe.
I'm a supporter of him and Zoe.
Yeah, and like I've been loving the Zoe Kravitz photo shoots with Robert Pattinson that have come out.
I think that's why I forgot that they're dating because I was like that they're like always so like sultry and like, into each other. I'm like, oh my god, are they gonna date?
I know. I would also like love that, but
yeah, same. I saw a tweet. This is kind of unrelated, but I saw a tweet the other day. It was like, it was talking about Robert Pattinson like trying to come up with things that he's done to like say that he's a good actor besides just Twilight, and it was like, well, why are people saying that being a vampire is like silly, but being Batman's like good?
Misogyny. Like, I don't know.
Like, yeah, like what is the difference?
One is a superhero movie and one's like a love story.
Yeah, no.
I 100%.
I was laughing at it.
They're both costumed actors and make believe. Like, let's get real. Like, it's one is fan base is male, predominantly men, and one is predominantly women.
Yeah. No, that's literally it. But I was laughing. I was like, yeah, why are we acting like these are so different?
100%. I love that. I feel like this episode is spicy takes. Holy shit. You have some water.
Yeah, I feel like I'm like literally jack full of them right now. I'm like coming out with all these things. I'm like, Tom Hiddleston, yes.
Yeah. This podcast gets canceled because the Swifties
literally.
Are fake. Okay.
Oh my god. Anytime you have a dry week in like the news and you need me to come on and say some like fucked up shit, just let me know and I'll just give my like strongest opinions.
Okay, I love this. Okay, your next hottest take. Who are you nominating for Pettyweight Champion of the Week?
Okay, this is something we talked about today. But you didn't say her. So my Pettyweight Champion of the Week is Joey King. Because she got engaged and I took a screenshot of her Instagram post because I like wanted to reference it in my Pettyweight Champ. She talks about, she's like, I never knew that a person's presence or heart could feel like a home. And I just feel like that's just, I
That's
know
pointed.
It's not, because like people get engaged, people have lives outside of their exes, but like you can't deny that Jacob Elordi would have proposed to her. Like he was obsessed with her, and which is weird and a whole other thing because no, but he loved her, and I feel like it's like, yeah, pointed at him kind of, even though it's probably not. I'm just like, I feel like he's definitely taking this really tough.
Yeah, like I love reading into Instagram captions and spinning a whole tale in my head. Yeah, I completely agree. I watched the fucking like compilations of them on the set of Kissing Booth more often than I would like to admit on air, because he was obsessed with her. All like the like burning looks that he would like.
He loved her.
Yeah. But her being like the presence of somebody, and like I feel like that is shady.
Oh, 100% being like, I never knew that a person could feel like home. I'm sorry, like, was Jacob like
fucking
not
trash
home?
to you?
Like, yeah. I'm sorry, do you not know who your ex is? Like, let's talk about it.
I feel like, okay, this is also maybe a hot take. I actually feel like he's probably a bad person.
Really?
I just think, okay, maybe.
All right, this episode's officially canceled. All right, thanks for listening, everyone.
Okay. I want to retract that. I don't think he's a bad person. I do think he's probably a fuckboy, though. You can't be over 6 feet and not an Australian at that.
Okay, I studied abroad in Australia, and I just have a hard time like seeing any person that's from that country as like a bad person.
Because they're so nice. I know.
I'm so blinded by like the accent and everything.
Me
I'm
too.
like, he was probably raised like, this is me, like just making shit up. He's probably raised on like an Australian farm, like with kangaroos. Like he's probably raised with values. Like I'm like literally running home for him. Like I love him.
It actually is true, because also he was on like a Zoom interview and his parents were in the background and he like
oh my god, and I literally teared up. I was like, game over. He's my husband.
So, okay, you're right. But for some reason, him and his dating life, I feel like kind of gives me fuckboy vibes. But I would also be doing that if I was like a young, hot, top of my game celebrity. Like I would 100% I would date everybody. But yeah, for some reason, he just gives me fuckboy vibes. But his Paris fashion looks, please, I will post them on my Instagram stories.
Yeah.
I hate when celebrities wear glasses at night, but he's been wearing like glasses at night, and I was like, should I like start doing that? I was like, that's such a fucking look. Like,
you're like, oh my god, it's literally never been done before. It's so innovative. He's so different. It's not like other guys.
Literally. But yeah, I love that. And I want him to date like anyone else but Joey King,
and also Olivia G.
Yes.
Anyone else.
Literally anyone else.
We can brainstorm some people. Maybe we can do like, you can do like a question box if some people think he should actually date.
Yes, like IRL. Okay, I love
anyone,
that.
even if they're in a relationship.
Yes, like I was thinking
like, we need to find
Emma Chamberlain.
Oh. Wait, but how are you gonna deal with that if she's not with Ethan?
Yeah. Good point. Okay, let's brainstorm people. I feel like there's someone
we can find him someone better.
Yes. Okay. I love that. Okay, this week in petty, what are you petty about other than Joey King being a spiteful bitch?
Yeah. Okay, so from what this week in petty is essentially me saying something that I've done. That's petty.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, so I'm really not petty. I'm like kind of a little bitch. So I don't do things to like be petty ever. And I also don't think things are petty. So I had a hard time coming up with something. So I'm kind of like pulling out something from my past.
I kind of like love that though, because I talk a lot of game on this podcast of like, yeah, I would like confront this person and stuff, or like I would do this like this mean backhanded whatever if someone wronged me, and I do, but like also I don't at all. I don't. It's okay that you just
backbone,
like yes, like to my like coworkers or whatever. It's like someone like lets me down. I'm like, no worries. Like it's truly no worries. Like I'm not like
I'll just stay up all night and fix it. It's fine.
Yes, I'm not putting orange juice in their like desk plant or whatever. Like yes, but yes. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so mine's like kind of just like a classic petty. I feel like. So I just graduated college, but I went to Penn State and I'm from Pennsylvania. So a lot of people from my area growing up, different schools around me, also went to Penn State. And I'm not like close with everyone that I know who went there, but I knew a lot of people. And one day I'm taking the bus going from one class to the other. And I get on the bus and I see this girl. She went to a different school than me, but I've known her since I was like maybe in 5th grade. And I look at her, I see her on the bus, and I go to like wave at her. I'm like, oh my God, hey. And she looks at me and just immediately looks down at her phone. And I was like, oh, I'm first of all so embarrassed.
Yeah, you're like, everyone
like,
just
I'm just trying to be nice.
Yeah.
Like the bus is packed. There's no way I'm weeding through this crowd to come over and like do a little chit chat with you. I'm just like giving you a wave. Like I'm just being nice. And I was like so offended. So I went on Instagram and I immediately unfollowed her. I was like, I don't need to keep up with your life if you're not even going to wave to me on the fucking bus. Goodbye. And I told my friends, I was like, no, it like wasn't even me being petty. I was just like, there's no reason for me to keep up with her life at this point. And they're like, no, that's literally what being petty
Yes, yeah, that's like the definition of petty. I'm obsessed with that. That like is kind of my barometer though for like unfollowing people. I'm like, if I'm home on Christmas, like at Christmas, and I see you in a grocery store and I like immediately like go down another aisle, like why would I follow your life?
Yeah, I mean, it goes both ways. Like maybe I don't want to talk to everyone all the time,
Yes.
but like if you can't even wave back to me,
that's iconic.
Like, you're losing an Instagram follower.
Yeah, so you're hurting yourself really.
And it was so petty of me, but I was like, I don't even care.
I love it.
It's not worth my time.
It isn't. And that's like the type of petty that I can get behind where it's like, it really isn't hurting like anybody. You get your sense of satisfaction. You get the upper hand and then you just you move on.
Like no hard feelings. Like if I saw her today, I would still probably wave at her.
She would.
But like there's literally no reason for me to have 1,000+ people that I follow on Instagram and then you be on my feed in front of someone that I actually am friends with.
What are the chances if you waved at her today that she would wave back?
Probably not high again. Like I think that maybe it's just the way that she is, which is like fine. Like you do your thing, girly, but I was so offended and embarrassed. And I don't think anyone on the bus saw me, but I was like, oh, you're really not going to wave at me? So yeah, classic petty.
Obsessed. Okay, this was so much fun. Thank you so much for recording with me, and I'll looking forward to our Kaylor deep dive.
Oh my God, literally anyone, if you need a deep dive on Karlie Kloss, Taylor Swift, let us know. If you need a deep dive on Jacob Elordi's future relationships, let us know. Like we've got things lined up for coming.
I feel like my Instagram stories for this episode are just gonna be like hot pics of Jacob Elordi getting coffee.
Oh yeah,
I have saved on my phone.
And then just like a random photo of Taylor Swift and Karlie Kloss, like also in there somewhere. And everyone's just gonna be like, "What happened this week?
What did happen?" It's a blur to me.
Literally. Oh my God.
Karlie, do you want to plug anything?
Literally no. I will say that if you guys liked listening to me, please ask her to have me back because I love coming on. It's so much
You're
fun.
always welcome.
And if you guys have any ideas of things that I could make a podcast about, I obviously used to have one. We said at the beginning of the episode. I no longer use it, but I'm always looking for some inspiration. So
pop culture.
I
want to hear these. Girl. You should do a hot take podcast. These were fucking flaming hot.
Yeah, literally. No one's gonna want to listen. They're gonna be like, "You're wrong about everything, Tom Hiddleston. Goodbye."
The tank top.
I'm gonna get like one listener, and it's just gonna be someone being like, "Wrong."
Oh my goodness. Okay, yes. So your public Instagram is at
Karlie Fasano. Yeah, feel free to follow me.
I love it. And yes, you're welcome back. DM me anytime you want to come back. And I really hope you start a new podcast because we're missing your voice out there in the.
Oh my God! Stop.
We are like seriously. I think you're a great podcaster. So I'd really like to see some new content.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
And there you have it. Thank you so much for listening. And thank you, Karlie, for joining me on today's episode. Super fun. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. If you did, share it with your friends, post about it on social media. You can follow me at RTBP Podcast. Thank you to Nate for editing today's episode. I hope you are safe and healthy out there. As always, I'm your host, Torry, and I am ready to be petty. See you soon. Bye.